Hello and good evening. Welcome everyone to another Tap Project podcast. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Hanif Knight, the co-founder of the Tap Project, and I'm here with Hugh, the other co-founder of the Tap Project. Hugh, how are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's a good evening. It's always a great evening to talk about Tap, the project, and what's going on.
Perfect. We've taken a little bit of a break from the podcast, but that's because we were going heavy down into development and building out the platform, and we're excited to kind of announce some new things, obviously today in regards to the platform and kind of where we're pushing it, kind of things that we've done in the past and things that we're looking forward to. So again, this is not any sort of financial advice for anyone who is tuning into a Tap Project podcast, and this isn't any sort of advice for anybody that's looking for, blockchain, crypto, anything along those lines. It's just two co-founders in the space talking about ideas, things they come across in terms of blockchain gaming, and obviously the Tap Project alone as well.
Correct.
Perfect. So let's get to it. So for first item today, this is going to be a little bit of a different podcast to say because I think it's going to be quite important to highlight some of the things that we're doing, some of the things that we did in the past, and where the platform is kind of going. I think the last thing that we ended up with was we released some of our patch notes kind of with some things that have changed. And just to kind of highlight for those who did not see our patch notes for that, head out to our Medium page. Our blog is where we consider our Medium page, and you can check out the latest news and just to touch on some of those things. Like we've added one of the biggest, I think it's huge, updates coming is our challenge system.
Yeah, no, it's definitely over the last bit we've made some changes to the UI. We've added different features. We've allowed those to kind of take a look inside and before they register and sign up. We've made it a little, definitely. We've tried to make it definitely one of the easiest Ethereum dApps out there for first time comers to the platform, first time comers to the blockchain, to cryptocurrency. Just to try and beat that curve. But one of the exciting things is our challenge system. So with the challenge system, what we've done is we've actually been able to tap into the Steam API, and we're looking at different games. Did we announce which games we're starting with, or which game we're kind of starting with for the challenge system?
No, but if you want to release it, that's fine. We did only the first game that we said that we were working on integrating would be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, so we'll keep that. So what we've done is we'll have seasonal games that kind of change and rotate with popularity and with challenges and stuff, and then we'll have some permanent games that are more the stronger games that are kind of taking over the gaming industry and just like sweeping it by storm. So PlayerUnknown Battleground is going to be one of our seasonal
or PUBG as they call it.
A lot easier. It's less words. PUBG is going to be one of our seasonal, and you know what? It might bump up to one of the permanents. And so in PUBG, you've got different challenges. And so as you play the game and you complete these challenges and you log onto the platform, you can claim your tap for completing these achievements in PUBG, right? Which is huge. So we've opened it up to a lot more games that are on Steam. People that have Steam accounts, they can now benefit from the Tap platform and Steam at the same time. So,
yeah, I think it goes back to kind of what you're saying about the integration and making it easier for the mainstream audience to kind of get into it. It's just one of those things whenever I talk to people about blockchain or talk to people about blockchain gaming specifically or cryptocurrency, having conversations with people, really they have maybe tops 5 minutes before they lose interest in whatever you're saying. So when you're trying to really talk about blockchain, crypto, gaming, which are three huge entities on their own, you really got to break it down. And that's kind of what we thought about with the platform is, yeah, there is going to be some sort of curve. There has to be, especially when you're dealing with, Ethereum or getting on with Ethereum or blockchain or wallets, stuff like that. But we want to make those things the only kind of bumps or the rough patches. If we can get someone to sign up and the only rough patch that they have to deal with is creating a MetaMask account, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if we can get them to do that and that's the only rough part, I think we've won at the end of the day, because the ease and simplicity, everyone always says, I think there's a saying, smooth is fast kind of thing. Don't try and go super fast. As long as you're smooth, you'll be fast. So that's where we're trying to go, and I think that's a huge step for us, especially with the challenge system, because let's face it, Steam is a huge force in the PC gaming world. It probably holds about 80% of the PC gaming kind of store and marketplace. So if we can kind of jump on with them and kind of bring their user base into crypto, even small steps per se, then I think that's a great step for us.
Yeah, most definitely. And to sort of touch on your point on bringing the ease of use, that's something that we looked at from day one. How can we build the world's most intuitive Ethereum based blockchain gaming marketplace platform, right? And it's as we go through, we kind of try and simplify things as much as possible and just make it easy where you don't have to spend as much time trying to figure out how this all works. You got a little bit of understanding from a couple of Googles of blockchain, and you sort of know how wallets work and so forth. And you're able to just take that and jump in, both for publishers and gamers.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I'm going to say it because everyone's obviously playing it. Apex Legends has done kind of with the looting system.
Yeah.
It's kind of, they made it so simple that, okay, if you already have an item, for example, like a chest or something that's higher quality versus the one that, you're going to pick up, you can't pick it up or something like that.
Yeah,
Like just
yeah.
bare basics, where I think they've kind of understood that, okay, people have already played Battle Royale for such a long time. They don't need to go through the looting system of specifics or attach it to this, attach it to that. Just give me what I need to know and let me keep fighting,
Yeah, no, it's so funny that you mention it because you don't even notice it. Like, if you've got an attachment that's better than the one on the ground and you're scrambling for stuff, you've got to take an extra step to attach an attachment that doesn't put you in a better spot. So you just kind of skip over it because it just makes it challenging. And so it's easy because hey, my attachment is better and I don't have to do much for this, and you kind of keep going.
Yeah, and then that's kind of like I think what we're essentially doing, right? We know, blockchain and crypto have been around for a while, and the ideas of kind of integrating blockchain has always been theory for some and executable for others, but we want to get into the executable realm and kind of make it easy for those jumping in, which I think that's huge.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Awesome, perfect. So another kind of advancement that we're going to be doing is this one is new. We didn't mention it. Well, actually, no, we did mention it on our Telegram channel. For those that haven't jumped on our Telegram channel or are there, t.me/tapcoin. Jump in there, hang out, ask some questions. That's kind of where we do have really a public meeting room. For example, we talk a lot about anything that kind of comes up, questions. We are still. It's been over a year, and we are still very active on that channel. Some days, we might not say much, but that's because we're working or putting our heads down. But I think we're still very active compared to a lot of devs and co-founders or whatever that I've seen on other channels. They've kind of slayed away, or they kind of just put in the back or get someone else running. But we're out there and we're listening, so jump on. But before I stray too far, but one thing that I did mention on there is the advancement of our platform, which has led to the new integration of our keys, which is really exciting and kind of gives further use for the Tapcoin, which is what we are obviously working towards.
Yeah. So we've made some slight changes to our key contract. That'll incorporate the challenge system, that'll incorporate upgrades with Tap, that'll incorporate many different functions on where we want to go, and just having the Tap coin as that primary use case. All right, so over the course of the next little bit, as this challenge system update rolls out, as we work on the tournament stuff coming out, the key starts to become a little bit more of a focal point. And so that kind
Very
of,
important.
yeah, most definitely. And that kind of that focus and that focal point on the key got us to the point where we said, okay, now it's time to upgrade that contract, add a bit more to it, and just tie it in a bit more. So that means those that have key, there will be a bit of a swapping of keys. But we'll take care of that and make it as simple as possible, and users won't even notice the difference. But I know we're gonna announce some kind of instructions or how that all work a bit later on, right?
Yeah, and these keys are obviously still NF non-fungible keys, but they are yours, obviously. But one of the things that Hugh is essentially saying is that these keys now will be able to kind of run alongside the challenge system and any further upgrades that we do make to the platform. They'll be upgradable with tap coins. They'll be able to, jump in, which kind of leads me to the reason that kind of this whole system is running and kind of boosting out there is because we've reached a point where now we have built a good base, especially with the platform, and we want to obviously ensure that all the contracts and everything stay consistent with that. So this is just another stepping stone to meet the same level that the platform is meeting, and from this skeleton, it's going to give us a great great capability to kind of further expand, and any kind of new feature that we allow will allow the keys to kind of be used alongside them. So they'll be very important to the user. The user will essentially, as I said, have to be using tap coins to upgrade their keys, kind of stay consistent if they do want to, get into the challenge system or tournament systems, depending on kind of what you're there for, right? Like, because not everyone wants to, jump into a tournament, or not everyone wants to kind of. Some people are just, happy just playing games on the platform and earning that way, right? So we definitely kind of want to give the user the ability to advance. And as everything we've said, it's all comes down to gaming, right? They're common, legendaries, exotics, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's how we've kind of labeled them, right? So as you continue to advance your keys, you might see, hey, my key is turned into an exotic key, or my key is turned into a legendary type thing, right? So that's always what we try and throw in there at any point in time.
Yeah, we're huge into gaming, right? This is what we love. This is what we do, and so it's only right that we tie in some type of gaming into it. The platform is always upgrading. It's always getting better. It's always changing. It's becoming more intuitive. It's becoming fresher. It's becoming less challenging for new users, right? And so the contracts are doing the same. Everybody that sort of knows a bit about contracts knows that they're immutable. So we've got to change contract, upgrade contracts, add some stuff, make it fresh. And so contracts are getting updated, platforms getting updated. And we're going to make it easy for the keys, like those that have keys and purchase keys to get onto the platform. We'll swap the keys out. As I said, you won't know the difference. Have the keys that still give you access. For our early contributors that have level 2, they'll get level 2 keys that were swapped, and these keys will be upgradable still, and they'll allow you to claim tap through the challenge system, get into different tournaments, continue to upgrade them, and it'll just grow with you as a platform grows. And you'll see in your locker you can add other types of non-fungible tokens, and it's just going to keep growing. But the thing that we want to do is keep it simple, keep it intuitive, and keep it easy for those stepping in or an introduction into the blockchain world.
Yeah, that's very true. And speaking of introduction, I never brought this up, but we'll kind of touch into this subject as well, because obviously we're live and you never know what's going to happen. But
did you run this by me yet?
Nope.
All right.
No,
all right.
But I was having conversation over the week, and someone was talking obviously about the Tap coin and the Tap project and stuff, because I was wearing a Tap shirt, as always, trying to rep the brand, kind of get us out there.
Where is my shirt, by the way?
I've given you plenty of shirts. Plenty.
I don't know about that. My
Plenty.
swag count has been decreasing.
I'm just hoarding all by myself. But we're essentially talking about kind of how things were going in the blockchain space and kind of how things were going with, for lack of a better word, just the word cryptocurrency, because I think that in itself is a big word. That in itself, even just a year ago, 2 years ago, saying that it made people hesitate.
Yeah.
Having further discussion.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring this up is because with Samsung unveiling the kind of the S10 wallet and everything, and kind of putting it out there, cryptocurrency wallet and blockchain wallet, I'm interested to see what this is going to do to the space. Because as I said, I was talking to the person and letting them know that if you were mentioning cryptocurrency in your ads or cryptocurrency on any platforms, you were getting banned. If you said, oh, to Apple, my thing has to do with cryptocurrency or blockchain, they were, wait, hold up, crypto what, or whatever, right? Like
delete email and you don't answer
exactly
back.
Right. Just essentially any of those words were kind of red flags. So I think it's going to be interesting that Samsung is obviously put right out there. Their S10 is coming with is it a cold storage? Do you know much about it, Hugh? Or is it
I think it's a cold storage. You know what? My gut feeling is that they're gonna do a little bit of slyness in marketing and call it digital currency. It rolls off the tongue a little smoother. Yeah, that's my feeling. But everybody embraces it. They'll embrace cryptocurrency. But I think for those that aren't fully in the know, they'll call it digital currency, and they'll feel a little bit better at night.
But what do you think about someone who's totally brand new? Let's say he has no idea about cryptocurrency, blockchain, and he's just a Samsung, Galaxy, user or fan, and he gets the S10.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think that, like, you know what I mean? Like, where's his head gonna? Is he gonna, first thing he's gonna do is go down the rabbit hole, like click that button, and then, Alice in Wonderland, he's stuck down the hole.
Most definitely.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's gonna have to be some major, like warning alerts. Like,
there'll be some learnings, right? They're gonna have to figure out a way to like within like a 30-second, not even like a 10-second, teach somebody that just picked it up and they see this digital wallet, crypto wallet, cold storage wallet. I don't even know what they're gonna call it.
Because it's gonna be permanently on their phone.
Yeah, they're gonna have to you know what? You click on it and a little like funny guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, welcome to the crypto space. Please open your wallet." Right? They're gonna have to do something like that because somebody that's never
friendly approach to it,
right? Because somebody that just steps into it and they open it and if they just start blasting like blockchain, here's your number XY01, it's just gonna be too much. Close their phone and just kind of run away. But it's like you said, it's huge for the space. It's putting a spotlight. It just makes it like it's gonna come with every single phone that S10 that rolls off the line.
And that's what I mean. That's gonna be very interesting.
It's sort of like Instagram. Like you just every Android
or like dang Facebook when you get your phone and it's pre-installed.
Yeah, and you
delete it and it comes back. But it just comes back. You can never delete it.
Get off my phone. Right? It's exactly like that. It just comes. You can't delete. You can't get rid of it. So that's how you know that from a year ago, 2 years ago, when it's like, hey, do you know this thing about cryptocurrency? Now it's like it's just a normal thing, right? It's an everyday thing. It's a part of your life, and that's huge for the space. It's what we've all wanted to see, what we all want to see. It just works out great for everybody.
And I think they've kind of bought themselves sometimes, because right now we're at the point that every year you get a new phone. Well, not you personally, but every year they come out with a new phone.
Yeah, I'm too poor.
So every year. So they've I think they're taking a gamble, because they know that next year they've already know what the S11 is going to look like, or they've already been working on it. So they're taking a gamble to say, okay, we're going to push this out with the S10. If it doesn't work out, the S11, no worry, it won't come with it. But hey, if it does kind of catch some, get some air and it starts flying, then all the pre-existing or the next editions will come with it. And I think they're in a probably an easier space to do that with a phone over like a computer or like a TV, where people don't buy these things so often, I'd say. They can luck out with kind of saying, the S10 sucked, but the S11 is great. Kind of like what Windows did with, when they do Windows 8 to Windows 10. They just bypass 9 to make sure that people fully forget about the 8 because it was atrocious.
Yeah.
But
they just kind of jumped over it. 8, we're done with this. All right, it's now Windows 10.
Windows 10,
I think you're right. It sort of allows them to test the market. And if it doesn't work out, which I don't see it not working out, it will work out. It should work out. Then they in the next one, and they could probably, all the carriers can, they add their touches to it. They can do whatever they need to do, right?
I have another. This is not a conspiracy session.
I thought we were just going to keep this updates. What happened?
Well,
all right,
let's go down the hole here.
Let's hear. What do you got?
So knowing that this, we understand that obviously big name corporations, the big four, big three or big four? Big four: Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Apple. The big four. They call them the four-headed horsemen, if you've ever read that book. So the big four, we know that
you got
the big
my attention now.
kind of run everything, is what they say. All information is kind of like passed through them at some point in time. So knowing that, these four have kind of wrapped themselves into these phones, integrated themselves into these phones, how comfortable do you feel, using like a wallet that's pre-programmed, that's kind of like already in there with whatever it could be, with whatever apps associated to it, could be hidden or underlying or whatever? How confident, as a user would you be? I'm not saying that there is, but I'm just saying, like, run with it for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've thought about it, and without completely like in one podcast kill the entire momentum of the blockchain, push by saying that I would never use the S10 wallet. I've thought about it. Like, do I want to use it?
Wouldn't that just be a great way for them to do something?
I don't know. It's a good
you know what I mean, though? Right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'll leave the viewers with that one. I don't know. But it's very interesting, though. Like, it's just one of those things that you have to think about. It's kind of like, blockchain. Everyone wants to kind of use blockchain, like, without, attaching their name to a wallet, without attaching information.
But now it will be, right?
Will it? Right? Like,
but you know what? I think, okay, so this
is... Or will they stay true to it?
This is how I see myself using it, right? Because I'm with you in this conspiracy, non-conspiracy theory. I think most people that are hip to the blockchain, they'll keep their cold storage, right? They'll keep their nanos, or keep their cold storage devices, and they'll put the ones that they use for travel, or if they're every day to day on the wallets, like the S10 wallet or whatever. If they're gonna go buy a coffee at Starbucks, whatever the case may be, and kind of use that as a floating one. Hey, if something happens to it or whatever, they're not rolling with this massive amount that they've accumulated from, Lambo purchases of 2017 or something like that, right? Just enough to buy a coffee, maybe, I don't know, send a couple transactions or whatever, earn keep a couple tap on there, whatever they want to do. That's how I see it. But I don't think anybody would roll their entire, their current, all the currencies that they have in all their cold storage devices on. That's what that's a good point to make, because I think
I think that is a good point, and I think that's a good point that obviously everyone needs to, keep in mind. Obviously, is that you want to be careful of all your private keys, all your, wallet, identifications, any sort of, keywords that you've set up towards them, all your passwords, keys, everything like that.
Yeah.
You've always been drilled into, be cautious about that, and only you keep those informations. So I think that'll be a good thing to kind of, remind yourself, like, hey, if I'm using, certain exchanges on my mobile phone, maybe I'll go use the Samsung instead, kind of as that added block, per se, as just kind of, something small. It's just one of those things. It's before, I still don't use banking apps.
Oh, I'm with you. There's no way.
It's just one of those things, right?
But
phone. At the same time, if you ever needed a flash, right now, you can go online or something like that on your phone, even though you don't do it often. But maybe it might be something like that with the S10 wallet. Like, I don't use this often, but when I do, it's maybe emergencies or there's a small amount in there, but nothing that's going to be, hidden away in the phone, and then next thing you know, my phone is bricked, and then I can't get access to my phone.
This is
and then
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. It's a game changer. It'll be interesting to see what happens, what conspiracies roll out of this thing. It'll be interesting to see where they take it, how hard they push it. Like, it's one of those apps that Samsung is just going to kind of mention, and then they mentioned before, and they kind of keep it quiet, or are they is that gonna be in commercials? Dude rolls up and he's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. Check out my S10 with my cold storage, right? Like, who knows? It'll definitely be cool to see what they do in the next little bit with it.
Perfect. Well, let's get back to kind of our last thing for today in terms of with the platform. And that's kind of rolling out the integration of the last couple games that we've dealt with, our last couple games that we've pushed. For those of you guys who have not jumped onto the platform, tapplatform.io, jump on it. We've kind of changed the whole UI system. So previously, when you jumped on it, you'd have to sign up, with username, logins, all that stuff, fill out the wallet information, then you can kind of get onto the platform and see what's there. But we've kind of opened up the platform for new users to be able to see it, because we do understand that, hey, some people might be a little bit hesitant to kind of fill in the information without seeing what they're getting into. So yeah, we want to jump into the flow of the system. So when you jump onto the platform, you'll see, boom, there's a couple games on there that you guys can look at. You can see the conversion ratios. You can see everything that you have to do, and then you say, hey, I want to jump onto the challenges or onto the game. I'll sign up onto the platform. I'll provide my information. I'll create a wallet with MetaMask or the current wallet that I currently have, and I'll start playing. So for those who have not seen, we've launched a new game, Panda Commander X, Air Combat X, and another one that's going to be dropping out probably by the time this podcast goes live, within the next few days of the podcast going live. Sometime next week is Blocky Car Clash. And then we're going to be having another game. I won't leave the title of that game on as yet, but that one will also be coming after the same time as our Steam challenges. So we are excited to kind of see everything kind of working all together. We've had now a couple games on our platform. We're getting some traction. I don't want to mention one, but I've already talked to people about it on our Telegram channel, and you guys are super excited about it. But we're trying to integrate Apex Legends into our tournament systems, and we'll kind of see how that goes, and see if there's any sort of angles where that reaches, and hopefully that will be great, because the game is good. People are feeling the game right now. It just hit over 50 million users, so why not jump onto a game and integrate some sort of use with Tap, or get onto that angle in our books, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere. Check out my Medium post if you want a bit more.
Speaking of nowhere.
So yeah, it came out of nowhere, and we would have. We've always had a game plan of a challenge, the platform, a challenge system, tournament, and sort of use those and grow those and build those and just iterate and make it intuitive, and just be, as I said, the world's most intuitive Ethereum based blockchain. gaming DApp platform out there. So lots of new stuff, lots of cool stuff, lots of integration, lots of people. We want to get this into the hands of all the gamers. Want to get this into the hands of indie developers, game studios, AAA, one-man shops. Hit us up. You know where to find us. Come talk to us. We'll find you if you don't find us, type of deal.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it. And we definitely appreciate all the support that you guys have, given us, and all the feedback and comments. And obviously, as I said, I've said it to some people as well. Approach us, talk to us, send us your feedback. We'll take a look at it. We always do. Whether or not we implement them is a different thing, but we always actually do have a chat about them between ourselves to kind of say, hey, is this something that we can look at? Because we are grassroots. We are, I always say we're a Vancouver startup,
Yeah.
and that's truly what we are.
Yeah.
We're a startup trying to make something bigger than ourselves and kind of change and disrupt industries that need disrupting, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. Like the communities is big for us. We started and we focused on building communities growing, and we want to keep growing that. And so, like you said before, we're on there. We're talking to people. We're chit chatting. We're getting suggestions, some ideas we're spitting out there to see what the community thinks. We actually reply to all the comments, all the questions, all the DMs that we get. I don't know if a lot of people do that, but for us, it's super important for the project, for us, for the platform, to just always be in there talking to people, be on the ground floor, see what's going on. Just make sure that we're touching the stuff that you guys are touching. We're on the platform too, right? Where some things don't work, and we go, oh man, in concept it worked great, but actually when we're using it didn't work so well, and we change that and make it easy, right?
Yeah, it's definitely it. And before we leave you guys, I just want to touch on something that I missed to talk about. When the challenge system and the next update comes out, we'll be launching Double XP Week.
Ooh, yeah.
And so Double XP Week will be all the games on the platform will be giving out double earned XP, so we call it. So all the platform games will be giving double earned virtual currency conversion rates. So essentially we want to encourage people to play hard, play fast, earn as much as you can, convert, and then jump onto the challenge system, because that'll be the first week that our challenge system will be launched. So obviously, like anything else, we want to stress test it, right? So we want to see the maximum amount of users on it, how fast it can take, how many conversions it can do, how many rewards it can spit out to people. So we want to encourage people to play hard, play all the games hard that they can, download them, play them, earn as much coins as you can, virtual coins, convert them to tap coins, upgrade your key, and jump on to the challenge system, right, Hugh? That's kind of our main.
Yeah. If your level isn't at the level you need to be on the challenge system, because as I said, the keys are important, right? So you got a level 1 key, and you need a particular level, which you'll all see in the marketing stuff. I won't even say what level you need, but you need that level. Upgrade your key. Boom, jump into the challenge, start playing your game, go to the platform, claim your tap for the challenges you completed in for example, PUBG. You've hit those challenges, boom, it's in your vault, boom, convert, and now you just keep rolling that. I don't know what else to say.
That's really it. We just want to make it as easy as people to get on it and test it out, because I'll be testing it out. I will see.
You'll be playing anyway, so
right. It's coming closer to exactly what we essentially said from the very beginning. What better, than to play the games that we're currently playing, earn tap, convert them, continue playing, transfer them to another game when we stop playing. That is just the reality of it. The reality is that everyone will consistently be playing games. And at the same time, a game has a start and an end. We don't want to disrupt that. We don't want to change that, because a game does have a start and end. But what we want to do is encourage, when you do reach the end of a game, because it happens, all that locked away stuff you'll be able to convert and change to another game, or at least continue on into the other game. And that's our goal. And it's coming really close to that, and I'm getting really excited, obviously, with the Steam Challenge stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just getting closer and closer to kind of what our first vision, which is super cool.
Yeah, it's another piece of that puzzle. As I said, worlds are colliding. Everything is becoming it's so blurred. You can't tell the difference, right? And so that's where we want to be. Like, you can't tell the difference between if it's Apex credits to Titanfall credits, or whatever the case may be. Like, it just doesn't matter, right? It's like cross-platform. It doesn't matter. You're on a PC, you're on a PlayStation, you're on an Xbox. You're all playing in the same game, right? And you don't even know that. Like, that's where we want to go. Obviously, because we're the first to do it, we're gonna watch. We're gonna try and balance. We're gonna nerf. We're gonna buff. We're gonna try and get. We're not gonna get it right the first time, and we're not gonna say we're gonna get it right the first time. But it's gonna be interesting to see how we change it, how it changes, how users use it. Like, just so many different variables, so many different combinations, so many different ways to earn tap, to play, and just tie into cryptocurrency, digital currency, S10 wallets. It doesn't matter. Tap is going to be everywhere.
Right. Exactly. That is it. That's going to be it for today, folks. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us and listening to our podcast. We definitely appreciate all the support. As we said, jump onto our Telegram channel, t.me/tapcoin. Visit us on Twitter, tap_coin. Jump onto our Medium post, send us an email, contact us. Feel free to talk to us when you do see us at any sort of events, and we definitely appreciate the support. So, Hugh, hit him with the sign off.
Step into a world that is more than just gaming.
Let's go.